This is a Bugaboo Donkey, and today we're going to show you how to repair this split that can occur on the back end where the central mechanism goes down to the brakes and the entire back end. This is a common problem with Bugaboo Donkey, and it's a result of weight combined with this rivet loosening. And what happens when this rivet loosens is that the bar inside loosens, and then as you're pushing it, especially with weight, it presses up too much on the back and it starts to split this piece. And if you leave it for too long, then the split can get worse. I've seen it all the way to the point where this plastic is like entirely broken, almost off. So it's important to do something about it. The best, of course, would be to swap out this piece, but that can be difficult for people to get a hold of. So I'm going to show you how to repair the situation, provided that it hasn't gotten far too bad, so that it'll function. And it's actually a very tight repair, no need to swap the part. Again, provided that the split isn't too bad. It can be worse than this. I've repaired splits that go all the way up to here. So what we're going to do is we're going to drill out this rivet, and then we're going to pull this piece out, and we're going to use glue in order to fully set this piece inside the plastic and hold it tightly together, and we're going to re-rivet it, and that's very important. So for this repair, you're going to need a drill, a rivet gun, a pair of rivets, some super glue, and some electrical strips. Afterwards, you're going to need to clean the remaining glue residue off of the part, and I use nail polish remover and a magic eraser for that, a microfiber sponge. First step is that we're going to drill out this rivet then. So you want to turn the stroller on its side, chassis on its side, and just drill directly into the rivet. You can see it drills straight out. You want to use fresh drill bits. Mine wasn't that fresh, but with a fresh one it'll go almost instantaneously. Now you can pull out this side. You want to make sure that there's no, that none of these metal washers like this have gotten stuck in the plastic. That can sometimes happen when you drill. If it has gotten stuck in the plastic, you can use a flathead screwdriver to pop it out. Then you're just going to wipe the dirt and so on off of this surface. Going to take some super glue, and we're going to put it on. And you want to aim mostly at the top. You don't want it to run too much down under the part where the plastic is. It's going to be a pain to clean afterwards. And as you push this inside, it will kind of spread the glue downwards. Yeah. So apply and wipe up a bit as you go. Whoa. I'm going to put it back in, and I'm going to put a bit right into this crack, and we'll clean the excess of that off the plastic, as I said, afterwards. There we go. Thing we're going to do is use these electrical strips. The purpose of these is to hold this as tight as possible to try to close out that crack. And these are small, so I'm going to need to use them in twos. And you just want to get it as tight as you possibly can. One moment. I'm just going to use a pair of pliers to get it even tighter. go. Add a touch more. And then we're just going to re-rivet into these holes here. And I'm using pop rivets, which work just fine. It normally had the other type of rivet, whose name I cannot remember, but that you have to have the specific lengths and so on, and the pop rivets really work fine. This is the most important stage of the process, because by re-riveting, you're giving it that overall strength again of the bar fitting tightly inside this. Super glue might seem to be a little bit of an iffy thing to use in repairs, but I only use it when I can justify that it's not going to have too much pressure in relation to the other things that are holding a specific fix. So in this case, the super glue is holding the bar all the way inside the plastic and here, which is essentially making it like one piece, and then the rivet is holding it in place. So the super glue in that sense will help hold this crack together, but it's still, again, the rivets that are doing the major part of the job here. Okay, we're going to leave that for about half an hour or so to dry, and then I'm going to show you the cleanup process at the end. Okay, this is has been sitting long enough to dry, and I've actually poured a little more glue into the crack and moved this bit down and like put a new strip on and tightened it right over the crack, because I thought it wasn't holding it quite tight enough. I'm going to just clip this off. I don't know if I suppose you can see it, but there's still a little bit of a groove, and you can, apply glue and let it dry if it's important to you that this is sheer. In the end, you're going to remove all of this glue residue, and what you're going to use is a microfiber sponge and nail polish remover. The only microfiber sponge I have left is a small piece this big, because my 3-year-old likes to rip them up and put them in the blender. So it's not actually sold like this, believe it or not. And you can watch some of our other videos. We have lots of videos on cleaning Bugaboo wheels for Buffalo. You can search that, how to clean Bugaboo Buffalo wheels, and you'll see the products that I'm talking about. Nail polish remover and a microfiber sponge. This tiny piece, though, will function for us today, because we're not going to need it very much. Soak it in the nail polish, and then just going to rub it over, and it will remove that residue. And then, see a little bit got there. In any case, this is just the cleanup. It's just the surface element. The mechanical aspect of it is that it is solid, and you can see this because if you remember the beginning of the video when we had that other rivet in and it wasn't fixed, this part moved inside this, and it no longer does that, and it probably, hopefully, never will, because it's pressed so tightly together with the large area of glue and the new rivets. So in any case, that's how you fix that problem. I hope this has been helpful. If it has, we ask you to subscribe, as it helps us to continue making videos in the future. Thank you.